Hey, hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Vancouver, British Columbia. Actually, technically, we're in North Vancouver, not Vancouver downtown proper. We're staying at the Capilano River RV Resort in North Vancouver, right next to the Lionsgate Bridge. Great location. We finally got up like around 7 o'clock. We woke this morning. And then let's see, what do we do? We got ready and we left where we were in Lakona, and we drove up to the border. Hey, kia ora, Becky, great to see you. We drove up to the Canadian border, and it took us about an hour and a half to get up there. And we got there, we waited in queue for about 10 minutes, 10, maybe 15 minutes before we got to speak to the customs officer. Had a brief conversation with him, and on we went. No, all he asked was if we had any alcohol, tobacco, or firearms with us. And that was really the only customs question. Didn't ask us about any food items that we had on board or anything. If we had any fresh fruit or any dairy products, anything like that. So that was pretty cool. And then we were on our way, and it took us less than 3 hours from when we left Lakona to when we arrived at the resort here. So we were very happy with that. And we asked where the nearest supermarket was, and just a 5-minute walk. You go out the campground, across the street, and down there's the big Park Royal shopping mall. They've got the south portion and the northern portion, and there's a Home Depot in there, which for those in New Zealand, it's like a Mitre 10 but bigger, like the Mega Mitre 10s. Yeah, I think would be the closest to a Home Depot. There is a Best Buy in there, which is a huge electronic stores. Think Harvey Norman's for the New Zealanders. There is 3 supermarkets there, a whole bunch of department stores, and then it's a big, there's 2 big indoor shopping mall complexes that have the other bits on the outside and that sort of stuff. So it was interesting. I took my little pink wagon. I pulled that along behind me. We went to Five Guys and had lunch. I hadn't done that in a while, so we did that first, and then we went off to the market and got our groceries, and because you never go to the market on an empty stomach. Plus by then we were absolutely starving because it was lunchtime. So I had a great burger at Five Guys. Then we went across to the market, got all of our grocery shopping done, and then put it all in my little pink cart and wheeled it back. It rained on the way over there, and on the way back it stopped raining. So we did that, and this camping ground is tight on space. I mean, there is not a lot of space between us and our neighbors. We had, in fact, I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn this around so you can see. This is looking at, we're not even in the slide out, but this is this guy here. He's got a Class B, and you can see how close he is. You know, there's not a lot of space between us. Our slide out basically goes to the edge. I don't know if you can quite see that, but our slide out goes to the edge of his picnic table there. That's on one side, and then you're going to go on the other side over here. I'm hiding in the bedroom. And look at this. This guy you can't quite see, but he's actually in the hedge. But you can see how close we are. That's the back of that guy. That's the back of our neighbor. We have our awning out. Actually, you might be able to see it. Let's go around here and have a look. Let's see if we can see this. Okay, so that's our awning, and there's probably about 18 inches between the edge of our awning and his slide out there next door. It is tight. But look across the way there. See? You got the tent site, you got the camper there. There's another camper there. They are very tight on space. In fact, you go down that side and it looks like a huge parking lot of A's and C's. But look, here's the next door neighbour there. Look, there's another neighbour there. It is tight on space. Sounds like a product. Yeah, it was quite of a productive day. But we got all the shopping done, then we came back and relaxed, got the laundry done. I just got to go dry my laundry. But yeah, I was just amazed at how tight. When we came in, the van was next to us, but there was nothing next to us here when we backed in. It would have been an issue backing in had he been there. We might have had a little bit of a problem. But we went out, got the grocery shopping done, we came back, and he was there all set up. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so tight. I don't think I've ever been in a camping ground yet that has been this tight. But all along around the outside, they have these really small things. And you can't quite see it from here, but I'll post a picture of it later, but it looks like a parking lot down that side where all these campers are all lined up down there, and they're actually set up to camp. They don't have any slide. You can't have a slide out on those ones. They're so tight and tiny. So that was kind of a thing. We booked in to do so tomorrow we're still deciding what we're going to do. Tuesday we're being picked up from here at the RV resort at 7:30 in the morning, and we are doing Victoria for the day. We're going to be there's a bus going to pick us up here. It's going to take us on the ferry across to Victoria, and we're going to do Brashart Gardens. We're going to do the downtown area of Victoria, and then come back. It's a 12-hour. It's basically an all-day thing. So we're going to go do that, and because a couple of times I've been to Vancouver. And the one time I went to Victoria, I never made it in town. So the couple of times I've been in Vancouver, I only had a day here before a cruise. Another time I was here for a conference, so I didn't get over to Victoria. I didn't get up to the Capilano suspension bridge or up to Grouse Mountain. The 2 times I had available to go, they were both clouded over, so it wasn't worth going. And then last year when I was in Alaska, our port of call in Canada was Victoria, but it was late at night, and because it was the night before we disembarked, I elected to stay on board the ship. I was exhausted and just took the time to pack everything and get organised that way. So finally going to get to Victoria and see Brashart Gardens. So I'm super excited about that. Super excited to see the downtown area of Victoria as well. So we're debating what we're going to do tomorrow. It could be the hop-on, hop-off bus. It could be walking across Lionsgate Bridge into Stanley Park. And I warned my mum, it is huge. I don't think she realises how big it actually is, but she will find out tomorrow. But we're just here. We're just going to have a great 3 days here. And on Thursday, we cross back over the border. But I will tell you this. Getting into Canada was way easier than it's going to be getting back into the States. Because they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 6 or 7 gates open. No, 4 gates open on the Canadian side. And we were moving a lot faster than the American side was. There was like a half-mile backup of standstill traffic waiting to cross into the US, from Canada into the US. So I said to Mum and Dad, so we need to remember that for Thursday, so we get down here early. So we're not spending all day sitting there, because those people were there. People were getting out of their cars, going to get stuff out of their trunk, getting back into the car again, and they still hadn't moved. It was unbelievable. It was like a half-mile backup. And then we were coming along one of the freeways up here, just before we had to turn off to get to the campground, and there was this huge backup. We were on the 1. I think we were on the 1. There was this huge backup. We had just gotten off. We'd just gone over the Iron Gate Bridge, and there was a tanker that was blocking a lane because it had broken down, and it was getting loaded on a car onto a tow truck, and so it was a big tanker truck. So they had to wait for the right tow truck to come in, and then there were only 2 lanes open. That backup was 5 miles long. There was 2 to 3 lanes, nothing moving for 5 miles. And of course we're driving along, we're going, get off at the exit, go have a cup of tea, get off at the exit. And then at one point they had this sign that said the eastbound was blocked, please turn on the radio to hear the updates, blah 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 blah, all of that. But it was facing our side. It needed to be turned 180, so nobody in the other lanes could see this sign that was flashing on our side, which was for them. So I was like, well, somebody really screwed that up, didn't they? But anyway, so we made it to Vancouver. If you've been to Vancouver before and there's something that you think we should see and do, please leave it in the comments below, because we're looking for some suggestions. I've got lots of ideas. I've been here a couple of times before, but Mum and Dad was here for work years ago. Mum's never been here, so we're looking for some ideas. What do you think we should go see and do? We're already going to be doing Victoria and Brashart Gardens on Tuesday, but we still have Monday and Wednesday to go. So what are your suggestions for us to see and do in Vancouver? Leave them in the comments below so we can read them. Otherwise, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and tomorrow you'll find out what we did, because we don't even know what we did. Okay, have an awesome evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. He konara.